Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for this episode of our podcast. And I just wanted to let you know that this episode was recorded at the beginning of the month of March, long before the NCAA had made the difficult decision to cancel the NCAA basketball tournament, and long before we were all aware of the severity of the situation that's going on in our world right now. So in no way are we trying to be insensitive or belittle the situation, but we also want to continue to provide positive, uplifting content for you to enjoy. Hi everyone, welcome to episode 5 of Travel with GingerMMT. If you missed our special Tuesday episode, we actually drew a bracket. This is going to be our monthly kind of fun episode where we're just, talking about things that we find interesting or entertaining and hope that you will too. And so in the spirit of March Madness, we've decided to do a tournament style bracket challenge for the most iconic Disney snacks. And so the snacks on our bracket are Dole Whip, facing off against the Mickey Premium Bar, the Churro facing off against the Cheshire Cattail, the Mickey Pretzel facing off against the Turkey Leg, and the Cheeseburger Spring Rolls facing off against Disney's Popcorn. So we're just going to kind of go through each matchup and discuss what our favorites are, and then we will post later on this week on social media the same bracket and let everyone who wants to vote on what you would have chosen for each of these kind of iconic matchups.
Yeah, we want to hear your opinion too.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, the first matchup is like the hardest matchup of the whole thing.
Yep, for sure.
Probably the two most iconic Disney snacks there are, and that's the Dole Whip facing off against the Mickey Premium Bar.
And if you saw our or listened to our podcast or saw our video from Tuesday, you know that we randomly just pulled these out of a bucket, and it just so happened that you got the two hardest ones up first against each other. It was just total luck of the draw.
Now, this is going to be a little bit different than the rest of them because I'm going to have to be the primary person on this one because Ginger's allergic to pineapple.
Yeah,
so.
I can't have Dole Whip. So I can't really weigh in. Now, I will talk real briefly about the Mickey Premium Bar. If you've never had a Mickey Premium Bar before, it is vanilla ice cream, and it's coated in like this dark chocolate candy coating. So it's
shell.
like a candy shell. So it's kind of like a Mickey shaped ice cream lollipop. It's delicious. So I love the Mickey Premium Bar, and that's definitely something that we get every time we go to the parks. At least once. Sometimes
and at Publix,
way more than that. Yeah, and they have like the little miniature versions of them in your local grocery store.
Our daughter calls them Mickey and Premium Bars.
Mickey and Premium Bars. Yeah.
So here's my take on this, and I have to, and just so everybody knows, the Dole Whip is a pineapple soft serve, only available at just a few locations.
Yeah,
and,
you can get it at Aloha Isle in the Magic Kingdom. You can get it at the Polynesian Village Resort. I think there's a couple places on the boardwalk that have it, and then like sporadically, it'll sometimes show up at the festivals in Epcot.
And I didn't even think about that, but availability may need to be a factor in this.
It may need to, yeah.
Because not all of these are available everywhere.
No, that's true.
Some of them are available in every single park.
Yeah, some like the Mickey Premium Bar is even also available at the resort. I hadn't even thought of that
till just right now.
Yeah.
But primarily I'm going to go on taste.
Yeah,
That's how
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Okay, so here's the deal on this. The first time I had Dole Whip, I was at the Polynesian. It was good. It didn't take it was good. Like, yeah.
And there are other flavors of Dole Whip too. Like there's a lemon soft serve.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like,
and it's really good.
The poor Dole Whip, in my humble opinion, its cousin, the lemon soft serve, knocks it out of the park.
Yeah. And you can find that one seasonally at Storybook Treats in the Magic Kingdom.
That lemon soft serve when it's available at Storybook Treats, it is my favorite snack in all of Disney World.
It's so good. It's so refreshing.
Yes, it is amazing.
And they have a raspberry one. Sometimes there's a strawberry one. They have a key lime one. And all of them are fine. I mean, obviously I can't speak to the pineapple because I can't have that with my food allergy. But all of the ones that I have had, the lemon is far and away, in my opinion, the best one.
Absolutely.
But the Dole Whip, the pineapple Dole Whip is like it's like an iconic
refreshing.
thing. Yes. Yeah, like people love that pineapple soft serve Dole Whip.
And personally, I would rank the pineapple one ahead of the key lime one. But they are all envying their cousin, the lemon one. It's just amazing.
It's really good.
But I mean, the Dole Whip, the pineapple Dole Whip, it is very refreshing. And it is like, an iconic Disney thing because it is, only available at certain locations and it's just been around forever. And it's really good. And I'm trying to remove the nostalgia of the Mickey Premium Bar from this as well because as a kid, I couldn't get one because my mom was like,
not spending that much on a glorified brown cow.
That's what we get. Mayfield. Yeah. We have Mayfield ice cream here in Tennessee, and they're called brown cows.
Their equivalent of that is called a brown cow.
And so I always wanted one. Like they were like the forbidden treat. Like I always wanted one. Yeah. But I never got one. And so the first time we took our kids, I got one.
I remember him saying, I'm going to get them as many Mickey Premium Bars as they want.
And I mean, obviously I'm not trying to speak negatively about my mom. I mean, she took me to Disney World. So she obviously spent money.
Right.
So I love you, Mom. I really do. I mean that. But
she knows a good deal when she saw one.
Exactly.
And she didn't think that Mickey Premium Bar fit the bill.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But if it were up to me and I were just ranking them based on taste, that is actually tougher than I anticipated because they're both really good. The Dole Whip isn't as messy as the Mickey Premium Bar.
That's true.
But the Mickey Premium Bar is more readily available than the Dole Whip.
Yeah. Just go based on taste. Because this one all depends on you. I can't really weigh in here.
Oh, man.
Now, you don't really care much for dark chocolate. And the Mickey Premium Bar is covered in dark chocolate.
I guess this is the deciding thing. Mm-hmm. When we go to Disney World, I'm like, if I don't get a Dole Whip, no big deal.
But you're getting that Mickey Premium. Okay. All right. So I think we'll give this one to the Mickey Premium Bar.
Now, if it was lemon soft serve, no brainer.
Yeah.
But Mickey Premium Bar, it advances on to the final four.
All right. So our next sweet matchup, or should we mix up and do the savory one next?
We can do the it was wild. It's the sweet side of the bracket versus the savory side of the bracket.
Planned.
So let's do the other sweet side first.
Okay. So that matchup is the churro versus the Cheshire cattail. So a churro is hard to explain. Okay. It's kind of like it's batter and it's deep fried and then it's rolled in cinnamon sugar. Yeah. So, I mean, you can't really argue with that,
It's tough to mess that up.
And, churros are really more of, I guess, a bigger deal at Disneyland than they are at Disney World. I mean, obviously, they have churros at Disney World, but they have more churros and more flavors of churros at Disneyland. The Cheshire cattail, I know it's available in one location at Disney World. I'm not 100% sure if they have the Cheshire cattail out in Disneyland. Yeah, I don't really know. But the Cheshire cattail is like a puff pastry, which is, lots of butter. It's a very buttery pastry, and it has like ribbons of dark chocolate throughout it, and it's drizzled with like kind of cinnamon bun icing. And it's in, the colors of the Cheshire Cat from Alice in Wonderland. And it comes to you, typically when you order it, it comes to you warm, and flaky and good. So I love both of these treats. So this one is really hard, but I think if just based on my personal preference of the two, I would pick the Cheshire Cattail.
I thought that's what you were going to say.
Just because the pastry is a really good, I bake, I like to bake. And so like I love to make pastry. That's one of my favorite things to bake. And that's a very quality pastry. The dark chocolate that goes through it is good quality dark chocolate, and I love dark chocolate, so I would have to give the edge to the Cheshire Cattail.
And here's what makes this tough. If you get a fresh churro,
they're really good. Yeah,
that's tough to beat.
Yeah, not knocking the churros. The churros are definitely delicious.
But if it's been sitting there a while,
yeah,
then it's not as good as when it's just fresh. But the Cheshire Cattail is pretty much going to be it's not going to be totally fresh, but it's going to taste fresher than
it's going to taste pretty much the same no matter when you order it, beginning of the day or end of the day, with the Cheshire Cattail, I think.
Well, since I got to do the first one, we'll go with you on this one. So we'll go.
Okay.
Because I like the Cheshire Cattail too.
Yeah.
I like them both a whole lot, actually.
Yeah.
I'll say this: the dark chocolate that you mentioned is more prominent in the Cheshire Cattail. The taste. I'm not a huge dark chocolate fan, but I enjoy the pastry part, and I enjoy the pink and blue
the
and
frosting.
purple.
Yeah. And I feel like the dark chocolate cuts some of the sweetness.
It does.
Like, because
it's balanced.
Yeah, if you didn't have the dark chocolate, I feel like if it was white chocolate or milk chocolate or something, I feel like it might be a hint too sweet for my taste. They don't really make anything too sweet for Evan's taste. Evan loves sugar.
That's why I like you, baby.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But I would, if I get to call this one, I would move.
Absolutely.
I would move the Cheshire Cattail.
Absolutely. So moving to the opposite side of the bracket, to the savory side, personally, I think this next one is our easiest one on the whole bracket. But you go ahead.
So it's the Mickey Pretzel, which is just a standard soft pretzel shaped like a Mickey. So there's really not anything more to it. You can get some dipping sauces with it, like you can get a cheddar cheese dipping sauce with it if you want to. But it's just a standard pretzel, and it's shaped like Mickey. So it's really good, and it's up against the turkey leg, and the turkey leg is exactly what it sounds like. It is a turkey leg. And so the turkey leg is it's brined, I believe, so, and it's smoked, so it has, even though it's turkey, it has kind of more of like a ham flavor to it, and they're huge.
Yes,
they're
they are
gigantic. And the turkey leg is,
you will feel like a Viking.
You will, like, yeah. I think that it's one of those things that, like, you either love it or you hate it.
That's true. I agree. Yeah,
I fall more on the hate it end of the spectrum. I'm not a huge fan of the turkey leg, but I do like the Mickey pretzel.
I'm not either.
Yeah.
And so this one's easy for me. It's the Mickey pretzel.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
I totally agree. Yeah, the Mickey pretzel is like that perfect, not too filling, but if you need a snack in the middle of the day, it's going to do the job.
I mean, the turkey leg, it's
not bad.
It's good, but it's a commitment for sure. It's a commitment.
Yeah.
So I'd vote Mickey pretzel on
and
that.
I will say too, it's nothing against that specific turkey leg either. I'm just not a eating meat off the bone kind of person. I don't really care for fried chicken or anything like that. So I
do like fried chicken.
Yeah, I just feel a little too barbaric when I'm just like ripping flesh off of the bone. So I'm going to go with the Mickey pretzel on this one.
And I think this next one's like really easy too.
This
the other matchup is the cheeseburger spring rolls versus popcorn. Now, availability, that actually probably should be a little bit of a. It's still not going to sway it. But
so, all right. Well, we'll talk about what the cheeseburger spring rolls are, because not everybody has ever even paid attention to the little cart where you can find these things. But next to Pirates of the Caribbean in Adventureland in the Magic Kingdom, there is this tiny little, you walk right past it. Seriously, if you don't know to look for it.
Totally miss it.
Spring roll cart, and they sell like different flavors. Like they kind of switch out what the secondary flavor is going to be, but they're spring rolls. So it's the, it's your standard, fried spring roll, and they have, traditional spring roll fillings, which is typically vegetables and stuff like that. But they have these cheeseburger ones, and it's like, it's ground beef and cheese, and I think there's relish in it, and they're so good. I don't really know how to explain how good they are. If you have a Cheesecake Factory near you, on the appetizer menu, there's something similar. Like they have a cheeseburger spring roll at Cheesecake Factory, and they're close to the Disney ones, but I feel like the Disney ones are a little bit better.
I would agree.
And they're also a little bit bigger than what you'd get at the Cheesecake Factory. So, like, the cheeseburger spring rolls are so much, they have such a cult following that they really do sell out like midday most days. So if you're not there by 11 o'clock a.m., probably noon, probably at the latest, they might be gone. And for part of the
reason why they sell out is because they are only available at one
location, one tiny little spring roll cart in one section of the park.
One food cart. That's it.
But they're so good. They're so good. They're crispy and flaky. Oh, they're just good. And then Disney's popcorn. I mean, it's great popcorn.
It's very tasty popcorn.
Real similar to what you'd get at the movie theater. It doesn't have all the greasy butter on it, which if you got kids, it's a good thing. You don't. Can you get that? You don't want that. Yeah. So you can purchase one of these buckets. If you're watching us on YouTube, you can see it. If you're listening to the audio podcast, I don't know.
It is here.
Yeah, it is here. Maybe check it out on our YouTube channel or Google Disney popcorn bucket. They have all kinds of specialty buckets that you can buy, and you can just get a single serving of popcorn if you want to.
Sure, and the buckets are pretty collectible, like the limited edition ones. Like we have
we got a Christmas tree one at Christmas. Yep. This is the pretty like standard, box standard popcorn bucket. But I think that we paid about $15 for this, maybe a little less than that. I can't remember either, but we get to refill it, as many times as we want for like $3 a refill. Sure. Which, our kids are grazers. Like our kids kind of just eat a little bit all through the day.
And they love popcorn.
So we just fill this thing up and we hang it on the back of the stroller and we go. And when they're hungry, we're like, here's your popcorn. And it
is good popcorn.
It is good popcorn. There's nothing bad about it, but in terms of those, up against those cheeseburger spring rolls.
Yeah, it's just not fair to the popcorn.
No popcorn's going to stand a chance. It's just not going to happen.
That was a losing battle for the popcorn.
Yeah, their popcorn was never really in it.
It is way more available than the cheeseburger.
Yeah,
I mean,
you can find
everywhere.
You can find popcorn everywhere. And, there are like some flavored popcorns. Like you can get some specialty flavored popcorns at Epcot and in Galaxy's Edge and Hollywood Studios. So, there's lots of variety in terms of popcorn, but I was thinking more like the standard, just buttered popcorn.
Right.
And it's good, but it's not better than those cheeseburger spring rolls.
So the cheeseburger spring rolls march on to the final four.
They march on. So
all right. So our final four is the Mickey Premium Bar, the Cheshire Cattail, and that's on the sweet side of the bracket.
Yep. The Mickey Pretzel and the cheeseburger spring rolls on the savory side. So
that's a strong final four.
Yeah, it is. So, okay, Evan, Mickey Premium Bar up against the Cheshire Cattail.
This is easy for me.
Okay, which one are you going to go with?
It's the Mickey Premium Bar.
You think so?
Yeah, I'm sorry. But now, if you want the Cheshire Cattail,
tell me why. Like, argue your point, because we are at cross purposes here. I'm going to want to move that Cheshire Cattail forward. But if we're going for both taste and iconic status, then the Mickey Premium Bar is your clear winner. Because it's far and away the more iconic of the two.
See, I mean, they both have their strengths and they both have their cons. The Mickey Premium Bar, obviously delicious, very available anywhere in the parks.
People of all ages like it.
And at Publix down the street. But it's very messy.
It is.
When you're eating it.
But the Cheshire Cattail can be as well.
We have a picture of our daughter. She
literally
just finished
covered.
one, and it's like, literally, in her hands, she's like, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it tastes great. I can't remember the cost of the Cheshire Cattail.
I don't remember either.
I mean, it's not much more.
It is more.
It is more, but it's not much more.
It is more. And I also can't remember for sure if the Cheshire Cattail counts as a snack credit or not on the dining plan. I know that the Mickey Premium Bar does. I know for a fact that the Mickey Premium Bar is a snack credit.
I'm pretty sure Cheshire Cattail is too.
Yeah, but I mean, if the purpose of this is to talk about which one of the two is the most iconic, then you have to give it to the Mickey Premium Bar because it is the most iconic, easily, of the two. So I think we'll go with icon status.
Well, you know what? But that's a good question. Though. Are we doing most iconic or are we doing best tasting?
I don't know. We probably should have decided that before we started doing this.
I think the name of it is most iconic.
Yeah.
So.
Well, then I think our Mickey Premium Bar has to be our winner here. It has to be. And it's a stronger contender against...
Personally, I think it tastes better, but I know you think the Cheshire Cattail tastes better. The Cheshire Cattail would be like more...
It's just more high quality, but it's also probably not as much of a, like, it's not as wide reaching and widely pleasing as the Mickey Premium Bar. You know what I mean?
True.
Like,
that's a good point.
So I think the Mickey Premium Bar is probably the safer.
Marches on in the championship game.
All right. So Mickey Pretzel up against those cheeseburger spring rolls.
Now we're back to, is it iconic or most best tasting? It's just I mean, it's a great pretzel. It's a good
pretzel, but it is
pretzels
just
are great.
A pretzel.
We love soft pretzels are great, man. Mm-hmm. They're great. It is not a cheeseburger spring roll.
No.
But the cheeseburger spring roll isn't as iconic because
it's not
so specific to one particular
But
location.
I will say this about the Mickey pretzel. If it was not shaped like Mickey,
it's just a pretzel.
There wouldn't be anything special. It's not even, in my opinion, as good as the pretzels that you get in like those pretzel places in your local mall. You know what I mean? Like it's not it's not on par with those, I don't think. So I would vote cheeseburger spring rolls here. I totally agree. Because they just taste better. Yeah. Yeah. All right, so our final two here is the cheeseburger spring rolls round up against the Mickey Premium Bar. And see, this is hard because you have something savory.
Oh man, this is tough.
Up against something sweet. Now again, like I said, Evan is major sweet tooth, you know, and
I am. That's true.
And if I have a choice between something savory or something sweet, most of the time I'm gonna pick something savory. So I'm inclined to give the edge to the cheeseburger spring rolls, if for no other reason than that they're savory and I prefer savory things. But
here's our conundrum. Once again, if we're doing most iconic, I mean it has to be the Mickey Premium Bar. But if we're doing best tasting, it has to be the cheeseburger spring roll. Yeah, because it is. I mean, the Mickey Premium Bar. It's cool. It tastes great. It's the coolness is because it's in the shape of a Mickey, and you can hold it up in front of the castle and take a really cool photo for Instagram. Same thing with the pretzel. Yeah. But as your mom said to you 20 years ago, it's just ice cream. That's true. Chocolate on it, you know? That's exactly right. And it's true. It is. And the cheeseburger spring rolls, they are unique. They are. Mm-hmm. I mean, they are unique. They are. Because they're very well made. They taste like they have pretty good quality ingredients in them. It's not iconic. No. I know we're kind of going back and forth here on the whole iconic Again, we should have probably defined the terms before we started doing this. I vote cheeseburger spring rolls. I don't think I'll be able to sleep tonight if I don't vote cheeseburger spring rolls. Okay, so I think we've made it clear though, if we're doing most iconic, it's the Mickey Premium Bar. But we're gonna say there needs to be a new icon. Yeah. The new icon is everybody go to that spring roll cart and get you some cheeseburger spring rolls. Yeah. That's the new icon. Yeah. Like that's what you can take away from this podcast. Go to Adventureland and get those cheeseburger spring rolls. They're so good. Now I do think that it's worth it to talk about like some honorable mentions, some things that. Well, so are we? Declaring it the winner? I am. Are you on board? All right. So most iconic Disney snack. Cheeseburger spring rolls. The new iconic. The new icon. It's a new day, man. Yeah. It is. This is groundbreaking, y'all. Yeah. You have just seen history made. Exactly. A new snack has been crowned king of Disney World. In our estimation, at least, for what it's worth. And I know that there are tons of people who have very different opinions. Oh, yeah. And we want to hear those because this is like this is not objective at all. Yeah, it's hard to because a lot of it depends on your personal taste, honestly.
I know I probably ticked off some turkey leg fans, and that's okay. Y'all can let us know in the social media posts if we should have crowned your turkey leg.
I mean, like the churro, dude, it's awesome. Like it tastes so good. I would eat one of those things every day.
Let me just say, there's not a thing on this list
that tastes bad.
That tastes bad.
Yeah.
Like there's not. I said earlier,
if somebody gave me a Dole Whip right now, I'd eat that bad boy.
And I only wouldn't just because I'm allergic to it. But
But hang on. I'm sorry, I have to say this.
Okay.
It needs to be said that as good as the cheeseburger spring rolls are, if lemon soft serve had been on this bracket,
yeah, it
would have been a runaway.
Yeah,
it would not. That would have run away with this competition so far. We wouldn't be able to see it. It's the line is a dot to you.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Like, that's why I think we need to talk about some honorable mentions, because there are a lot of great things to eat in Disney World that we didn't put on this list just because we didn't want this video to be, too complicated or anything like that. But I don't know. You want to just kind of talk about some of your favorite things? So obviously,
the lemon soft serve and Storybook Treats is really, really good.
It is,
and I know I'm making it sound like it's like amazing, but because it is. Like, I mean, that's for real. It tastes so good. It's so refreshing.
And yeah, that's the thing about that stuff, because like if it's 90 degrees in the park and you're sweating all over and you're like, you're just like, oh, I need something to like give me life to keep going. I feel like one bite of that stuff and you feel like you cool off like 10 degrees. Like, it's just so refreshing. So I love that stuff too. I'm not as crazy about it as you are, but I do like it, and I do order it when it's an option. They had a beautiful Lost Princess cone last summer at Storybook Treats. It was like that lemon soft serve.
We'll put a picture on the screen right now if you're watching on YouTube.
It had a purple cone like Rapunzel's dress, and it had like flowers. It looked like it was braided like her hair, and it was a very pretty Instagrammable treat. And so we were there filming some footage for our YouTube channel, and I was like, we need to get this cone, and I need to be able to take a picture of it and everything and put it on our social media. So we did that, and we both we took one lick of it, and we were like, oh man, like we knew it was going to be pretty. We were not prepared for how good it was going to taste.
Well, and typically I like lime stuff better.
Yeah.
And so I got the lime soft serve. And so I was eating it. I was like, well, that's pretty good. It's okay. Yeah. And I tried hers. I was like, oh my goodness. Like,
yeah. So the next time we were there, he ordered like a whole big old cup of it, And then last time we were there for, when was the last time we were there?
Mickey's Very Merry Christmas
Party. He was so excited he was going to go get it, and they didn't have it.
I know.
Because it's seasonal. So.
He
was really
almost
disappointed.
At, like, tears were like on the precipice of coming. It was like, no.
Yeah. Another honorable mention, and you can only get these at Animal Kingdom Lodge at either Boma on the buffet or at the Mara, which is their quick service location, and those are the Zebra Domes. These are like they have amaretto, they're amaretto flavored, and they have like a mousse inside them, and it's like a chocolate dome on top of it. It sounds like it wouldn't be that good, but it's like one of those things where they're just little bite-sized, things. But you take one bite of those things and it's just like, oh, they're so good. So I love the Zebra Domes. Highly recommend those.
Mickey Donut.
The Mickey Donut is definitely an honorable mention.
Iconic because it's shaped like Mickey.
Yeah. And anything that you're going to find at those festivals at Epcot, I mean, I've never really had anything from any of the festival booths that I can remember, at least, that I've been like, oh, that was bad. They've all been good.
Oh, Violet Lemonade.
Oh
my goodness, that's good.
That's also seasonal, but kind of not, because
that's true.
Violet Lemonade is at it's at the Pineapple Promenade during the Flower and Garden Festival in Epcot. And it is exactly what it is. It's frozen lemonade, but it tastes like you're drinking sweet tarts, like frozen slushy sweet tarts. It's really so good. And that festival only runs from early March to early June, but they also had a version of it at the Villains After Hours event. I don't remember exactly what it was called. We'll have to pull up our footage of that menu and let you see it on
and
the
we'll
screen.
link the video to
we'll
that.
link that
In the description below on YouTube if
on
you want to see
YouTube
that.
for sure. But we were reading the descriptions of all of the treats that they had at the Villains After Hours, and I was like, that's Violet Lemonade. And so we went over and got it. And we were like, it is Violet Lemonade. We were so excited.
It was right across from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, it was at Tortuga Tavern, right across from Pirates of the Caribbean. So that is another, I mean, even though it's not always available, that's another one that I would say definitely honorable mention.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much the most iconic ones.
Yeah, I mean, most of Disney's cupcakes are good.
I mean,
yeah. There's an Oreo cream one, like cookies and cream one that you can find in a lot of the bakery cases. That I love that cupcake. It's so good. And then there's just a lot of good savory stuff that you'll find.
Peanut butter pie at
too.
Contemporary.
Yeah, that peanut butter pie at the Contemporary is killer. It's so good.
It's fun to talk about Disney food, man. That's fun. Definitely.
And Disney food is not just about like satisfying your hunger or anything like that. Like it's an experience, and I think like Disney works really hard to make the food look a certain way and have kind of achieve that so that it becomes an essential part of your vacation. It
becomes something that people make podcast episodes about and tournament brackets about. Like,
exactly. That's true. And with the advent of social media, particularly with Instagram, I feel like Disney food has kind of become a whole world in and of itself. They're thinking, you can tell Disney's thinking about like, what's going to be the next Instagram craze when they're making food.
The entire customer experience.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thank you so much for joining us for this fun episode. We want to do this about once a month just to kind of be a little bit more informal and just talk about things that are fun to talk about. And like we've said a couple of times, if you want to weigh in on how you would have ranked these different snacks or what maybe some of your favorite honorable mentions are, then we'll have a poll on our social media accounts later this week. And you can, as always, drop us questions or comments in the comment section on YouTube. Or if you want to, you can also leave us an audio message on anchor.fm/GingerMMT. So once again, thank you so much for joining us.